Eso es cool. Eso es cool. You know what? So there's this website that I signed up to called Quora, and it's basically just questions. Like it's just a bunch of people like asking a bunch of questions.
Mm-hmm.
And this article, this, and I get emails like every fucking morning about like hey, here's what is being talked about today. That should do. And this motherfucker was like when like at home my wife calls me baby, but when she gets to work, she calls me by my name. Like over the phone, she calls me by my name. And they're like, should I feel like some sort of way about that? And then some motherfucker, like my favorite thing about Quora is that it's a lot of people who probably don't have answers giving you answers. Like when, like the one thing, damn, two cats died and three cats died in the process of this game being made. What a piece of shit y'all were! I can't believe y'all did that. I'm kidding, obviously. Mark got it. He understood. Shit. But like, so a lot of parents apparently will be like, so my daughter is 13, and I think she like. There was one specifically where she's like, I took my daughter has her own job, but I found out she bought an inappropriate toy from a website, so I took away her debit card. And so now when she wants to buy something, she has to like clear it through me. Now here's the deal. They didn't say it was a sex toy, but I want everybody to understand something. If you're like, oh, that's so fucked, like shut up, go die. I don't like you, go die. Uh, you are bad for humanity. Most parents don't ever want to think about their kids fucking, especially before the age of 21. Most parents are pretty much aware that once their teen becomes a teen, they're gonna discover sex by hook or by crook. They will discover it. And please believe me when I tell you that 13-year-old boys jack off constantly as if it's a fucking as if they're practicing for something. And girls masturbate too. And like if they don't have, but they don't, they're not as equipped to bust a fat nut like we are. So like they need a little bit more help. So like yeah, I understand like she's like I want to bust this nut. I need something to help me bust a nut, and I got a job. I'm gonna use my money to help me buy some nut busting tools. But at the same time, you probably just don't want your daughter that eager to like be into sex like that. And like the amount of people, or the highlighted response was very much on some like shaming this parent and telling them that they were a bad person. And the reason that shit like that bothers me is one, I think in most cases these motherfuckers ain't never raised kids. Uh, and how do I chapter select? Oh,
Go to
let me
your
figure it out.
game like you're about to load it up.
Wait,
And
wait. I said wait like 5 fucking times.
you said twice.
Most of these
Like,
motherfuckers, I said like 5 times. A two looks like a five. Most of these motherfuckers ain't never had kids, and they're trying to tell other people how to raise their children. At the same time, if you have children, don't look to the fucking internet for help. Like, make the decision as best you can, Because if you feel whatever you do is usually what you felt needed to be done, and if you question it, then you're not okay with it. Undo what you did. If you backhanded your child because they talked back, and then you felt bad about it later on, I'm gonna just tell you straight up, apologize. Just say you're sorry. Just be like, hey, don't just say I'm sorry for hitting you. Be like, hey, you were talking shit earlier, and then our knee-jerk reaction was I slapped the shit at you. And now that I think about it, that wasn't the thing to do, and I want to tell you that I feel bad about it, and therefore I am sorry. You can't unhit them, but you can let them know that you are also human, and that you made decisions based on either emotions or that you're making decisions based on what you think is best for them. Because children are fucking stupid. That's why they have parents. If kids could govern themselves, they wouldn't need parents. Actually, if kids could govern themselves, so many kids would get kicked out of the house at age like age 8, just so parents could go back to doing stuff that they can't do with kids. But like some motherfuckers, like the whole like my wife doesn't call me baby when she's at work, and it's like, look, like people don't always act the same. I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't speak on it. The only reason I would not call my girlfriend or my wife or whoever the fuck I'm ruining, the only reason I wouldn't call her by her pet name is because it doesn't mesh with the persona that I have at work. It wouldn't be because like, well, you know, I got a girl over there at work, my work wife. I don't want to make that jealous. Fuck that bitch. Because one, I wouldn't have a work wife because I don't believe in that shit. I believe in monogamy. I believe in like I believe in that shit hardcore. Because people fucking suck. So you find one person that's solid enough to like be open with, stop fucking rolling the dice. Cash out, go home, put the money in the bank and invest it. It was like so like no, it's like your girl don't call you baby while she's at work. Honestly, the right thing to do is just fucking ask. I don't understand why people are afraid to ask questions, especially in relationships. Like people will go to their friends and other people like that so quick before asking, you know, like man, my girlfriend, man, like I don't know, like talk to her, talk to your boyfriend. If you're not getting satisfactory answers, tell them the answers aren't satisfactory. But you also need to know why they're not satisfactory. Because like if you're asking a guy, he just might be simple as fuck, and like his answer might not give you what you want to know, but it's literally all he has in his brain. He just might be dumb. Same with the girl. Like if like girls have a tendency to double talk, and so if you have a hard time understanding what she's saying, tell her that you don't understand, and like create what since when is communication like why is it a bad thing? Why is talking to people so bad? Open the fuck up. Talk to the people that you're around on a regular basis. Like just talk to them. You don't have to play guessing games. Just be real with them. That goes for your kids too. If you're like, yeah, I don't understand what's going on with my kid. Like, if you ask them a question and they don't give you a satisfactory answer, tell them that it's not satisfactory, but then tell them why you want a satisfactory answer. If you get some like dismissive response, don't immediately be like, yeah, they just won't open up to me. Well, no fucking shit, you didn't try. Get out. So I take a deep breath when I talk, and then like I usually let the rest of it out. And like that. Like I sound like a fucking diesel truck. Mark,
Mm-hmm.
have kids. Have them fucking thrown in jail for being
Mm-hmm.
time wasting pieces of time. Okay. Oh, Conrad Murray, where do you go? The hell goes to hell. Okay, so I hate myself, as all good Americans do, and I'm going to try to platinum this god blessed game. I'm going to try. The trophies I am missing are that first chapter is going to be a bit. That's going to also be a bit. If I'm not mistaken, I have 3 trophies left. No, I have several trophies. I don't have all the badges. I didn't scratch it every chapter. Bizarre. And this is like gathering all the memories. I have a lot to do. So you might be wondering, well, the game finished in 11 episodes. Technically 13. Oh, technically like 14 because two of those episodes are double length. The last two episodes are double length. So what's gonna happen? Oh, it tells you where the memories are. That's nice. These chapters aren't very long. But you know what I would like is if they also, since it has a fucking speedrun trophy, Mark's struggling to like focus on things. You know, doesn't have time anyway. Uh, I would really like if it had like a time somewhere on the thing
Like on the
because
screen.
I don't know. Like, yes, like a
Yeah, because the
time
only way you
counter,
can get
like
your
to let you
time
know.
is if like
Because it,
you quit every chapter or something.
oh,
Because when you select your
sorry.
save, it tells
So
you
I'm
how long you've
assuming.
been playing. That's it.
So, but does it change, or does it just keep going up the longer you play the game? I'd imagine.
It keeps going
Not
up
like
the
how
longer you
long
play the
you
game,
play.
I think.
Yeah. So again, it's I don't like stuff like this, and I feel like I'm not allowed to complain about it, or there were people say like you shouldn't complain about it. If you're gonna add something into the game, you're gonna have a speedrun trophy. There needs to be something in the game that lets me keep track of this, because I could play through this entire game, and because like ultimately the only real way to do it would be to play through the entire game in one fast run, and like you'd have to like go for like what? Like I remember the majority of the game as far as we're concerned. I think I have. Do I have to interact with all these cats at first?
Yeah, there's no skipping that part.
Okay. So basically, what I'm saying is, if you don't have like a timer or something, you'd have to play through the entire game and just hope that you like get it in under an hour. But you might just have trouble on certain chapters, and I guess like that's what it comes down to is fucking
Learning the game.
figure out like, well, yeah, where in the game are you like having trouble with? Because I'd imagine you could just do the same thing with with a new save file. But Working Stocks did tell me that apparently like it's not hard to speed run this game once you understand where you need to go. So there's gonna be a lot of I'm gonna try to get the speed run trophy first. And then I'll probably go back and do the other stuff. And it'll just be a lot of chapter selecting basically. Like it'll be a lot of chapter selecting to figure out like where exactly to like find the memories. And given that like most of those areas aren't that big, I don't think it'll be all that hard to like find the memories. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The main,
Midtown will
the
be the
main
only
place
place.
that most people, oh god, I took a wrong turn. The main place that most people have trouble with scratching, uh, is their back, but also the sewer chapter.
Okay. Because I feel like I scratched in every fucking chapter.
Because there's literally one place that you can scratch in the sewer chapter, and it's in a very like, it's not super obvious, is all I'll say.
Do you know where it is?
It's in that area like right after you open the door where you have to like open it from both sides. Like you open one side and then you have to
I'm gonna
like
be
go all
annoyed.
the way back around.
I'm gonna be annoyed. The eyeball room.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I knew I was gonna be annoyed. You could have just said the eyeball room. Because there's just could have said the eyeball room. No one would have been curious about the eyeball room. Everybody would have just said about the eyeball room. Yeah, this is gonna be tough because of the controller. But we're gonna try to do it. Imagine that. Imagine watching somebody play through a game and then watching them start it all the way the fuck up. Imagine if you would.
Imagine if you
Are you
would.
imagining it? 'Cause
Oh,
I'm imagining it.
well, I'm not imagining it. I'm living it.
Like, like watching them do it, watching them be like, yeah, it's okay, and then be like, all right, now let's start it all the way over and just play it again, but this time real fast.
You best start believing in speedruns. You're in one.
What's that from? I knew that. What's that from?
So pausing the game and cutscenes do not count towards the trophy, but dialogue does.
So don't talk to people you don't need to talk to.
Do not talk to people you do not need to talk to, and like just mash through dialogue as
Because that
best
was
you
my
can.
plan to begin with. Because the hardest, I think one of the harder trophies for me to get is going to be this whole, like, don't get caught by the Zerkers, the Zerks in the first chapter. So I can pause the game to cut the time, to stop the time.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know for episode, for like, episode length. But Mark said this can be beat within an hour and a half. But with that being said, the fastest speed run for any game proves that that game can be beaten at that time. So that don't really mean shit.
Well, I don't know what the record is or anything. I just know that like the trophy guide said that. So
Who's it from? Power Pit?
yeah.
Okay, well he's trustable because the one thing we've learned about a lot of these game journalist websites is they don't know what the fuck they're talking about half the time because that fucking God of War guide was like, yeah, you can, you'll get like, oh, unfortunately. Like the better you do, the better your rating, you get better stuff. As I
No,
still don't know what the hell he was talking about.
it does not
Now,
work like that in the slightest.
because that's what like I left that in the video. I had to, because like I needed like them to know like one that's just weird, and I needed you to see that to see if I was crazy. So like, am I missing something? Oh man, my neck. Also, the audio in this episode will be a little bit better than it normally is because I don't have the fan on. Cat. Imagine if this game, imagine if you will, that this game's cat was like a regular cat, and then from time to time it just stopped doing what you wanted it to do.
It just decided it was gonna go lay
Like you'd
down
be in
somewhere.
the, yeah, like you're in the middle of running somewhere, and the cat just like, I can't. Like, you not run right now? What's going on?
Getting this cat to jump where you want it to jump sometimes, especially now that I'm very aware of like how much time I'm taking to do things, it doesn't make me come.
I mean, happy to hear that. Not all I wanted you to do. Thank you. As I experienced the thing that Mark was like, yeah, this doesn't make me happy.
Just does not support joy. That's the wrong way. I mean, mind you, I'm currently waiting on an NPC to do NPC things, so it's not like I can really make it happen any faster.
Are you gonna fucking, like, what are you doing? Like, cat. Like, jump over there. It's the amount of that I genuinely do remember, like, a week ago. It was very interesting. Like, I feel like that's gonna be the thing that causes me to, take too long. Ooh. Is that, like, I have to, like, see a room, like, before any, like, I have to see a room. Ugh. Oh my god. Ugh.
I've already got your jacket, I've already got your helmet. Yeah.
Okay. God damn it. So like, don't get caught by the Zerks. I assume they mean don't let one get on your back.
Yeah, you cannot let them, like, immediately restart your checkpoint.
Yeah. And I'm hoping that like this doesn't count toward the speed run thing.
I don't actually know. I know that, like, dying and restarting does count. But I do not know if, like, restarting a checkpoint counts.
Fuck! That's a piece of shit trophy. Because it's literally like asking you to, like, there's a point where like you can't see around the corner. But I would imagine of like dying and restarting. So if you die and you have to restart from a checkpoint, it doesn't count that time.
If you die and then you restart, like when you ask, again, I don't know if reloading checkpoint counts, but if you die and then continue, then yeah, that counts that time.
Okay. So but it's counting time per chapter, right? It's not
No,
counting overall time.
it is overall time actually.
No, but I mean like. Fucking ass, you piece of shit. Okay, so I might do everything but the speed. Like I'm like, cause I can't imagine like, cause I'm restarting from a checkpoint. So why would it count? Never mind, it doesn't matter. This is kind of the point I'm making. Is that like the game isn't like it's asking me to do something that it's not helping me do. So I'll probably get all the rest of the trophies, or I might not. I might just get to like episode 15 and then be like, fuck this game and delete it, because I don't like this. Like I don't really like doing the whole trophy thing. Like I really don't. It doesn't come off as fun to me
It is
most of the
souring an
time.
experience that you enjoyed.
Oh, that I already ain't enjoying.
I thought you enjoyed this game.
Yeah, until the trophies happen.
Yeah,
The
that's what I
same
meant.
shit that happened with Little Nightmares. It's the same thing that happened with Little Nightmares. I enjoyed it because it wasn't hard. it was a nice like little story, and it was like, oh, cool. Because I like stories. I like movies. Shit. Like I like being told a story.
which is
Like
completely
what
fair.
the fuck? Like it like you know what? You know how why I would say this would be better if it was a quick time? If like when the like the ducks were gonna land like jump on you, if there's like a quick time event that you could do to like make them
Like
not
dodge.
like you can dodge it, yeah. But given that there isn't, like I can literally like to some of these fucking like locations just motherfucker asses. How long is this fucking like run sequence?
A
Like a
minute.
minute?
It's literally just a minute.
Oh, I got real close to it. I got close to it. Motherfucker asses. Catch me in the corner with the motherfucking spleen.
Because the weird thing is like, about that trophy, like, sometimes it's almost better to run into them. Like, when they're walking, anyway. Because, like, the jumping is the thing that makes them latch onto you.
Yeah.
There's just no consistent way to really know. Like, it just seems random sometimes.
This is why like I don't like games like this when they try like they're trying too hard to be like their big brother. They know how to stay in their lane. Like don't do this. Like don't like oh yeah we're gonna put like like no. Just make the little fucking cat game and then call it a day. Like that's it. Just be fuck. Like just done. Don't try to do too much because like it's a cute little experience and then you try to turn it into a real video game and then it stops being fun. Like it just immediately stops being fun. Same goes with Little Nightmares. That game shouldn't have had. It should have done like the Minecraft story mode thing. Get a trophy for each clear, for each chapter clear, and then that's it. Like don't like no collectibles, none of that shit. Like hey, I got a cool little story to tell you. I'm gonna tell it, and then we're gonna get the fuck out of here. That's it. Like the motherfucker just jumped on my back. Like I don't know how like if it's not a dodge mechanic with this fucking cat. Welcome to the rest of the episode. Like welcome to the rest of the episode. When I used to record, I used to be like, nah, I'm gonna just cut most of this shit up. But like I need y'all to know how much I don't like this stuff. And I need you to understand why I don't like it. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't add to the game. I was at the fucking end, you piece of shit. Suck my cock, asshole. Swerving seems to help a little bit, but not a lot.
Yeah, like,
That could just also be
swerving does help quite a bit.
like it seemed like that one was just like designed to land directly on top of it. No, what nothing to do about it. Because it's not consistent. Like where they are seems to be a little consistent, but
like where they come from
immediately
is consistent, but like as far as like the movement patterns, like that's just
their pathfinding is is different each time. Fuck, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. Like this is anxiety inducing. Like it's dumb, and like I don't gain. It's kind of like I get serotonin. I get a serotonin boost when I throw something into a hole. Like if I throw like a piece of trash in the trash can, and it goes, in, I get a serotonin boost from that. I don't necessarily get the serotonin boost. Fuck you, you piece of shit. I don't get the serotonin boost from doing hard things in video games. Like I just don't. Like and like even like throwing a ball in a hoop is very limited. It's incredibly limited. Like, and I think that's like how serotonin works in general. But like, I wouldn't. It just makes more sense to be like, yeah, I'll fucking do this one thing that gives me a boost like 100 times over. Like, I just do not. Like, I guess what you're supposed to like when you see them jump, move, and because I walked through some of them, but this is also like a matter of like where you're going around corners. Like, if I can get through this within 30 minutes, then I feel like I'll be okay. Like as far as like running the rest of the game, because I don't have to worry about much of it. You ain't shit, and neither is your mama, motherfucker.
Especially your mom.
Oh, the people who made this. Like this is how developers get insulted, asking me to do shit that like I said, like okay, so there's a good chance that I'm gonna hit episode 15 and say fuck it, because I don't like this.
I can't blame you.
I don't give a fuck about your memories. Like there's other stuff that we can play, and there's other stuff we have to play. But if I do get through this, if I do get the trophy, like if I get the trophy. No! That's cool. It's whatever. Always can restart. It's like this is what I think this is what people feel like in traffic. They just want to go home, and then and then traffic like backs. It backs up. No. It like the traffic backs up, and then it starts moving, and then it stops again. And like it's like I was so close. Like I was almost there. I just want to leave, and like I'm close to leaving, but I can't leave. Like I think that's that feeling because I got to the like what I'm pretty sure was the end of the chase sequence, and
the very end is that part where like you jump into a window.
Mark, I don't care because I'm not making it to the end.
That's fair. Just put it there.
Oh, and the load times are like not.
Yeah, the load times do not help. I'm sure on PS5 it's fine, but we're not playing on PS5.
I'm not playing. Like I can't it could be that I could like this might be a Detroit Become Human thing where I just need to change controllers. But you're seeing me play it. Like you clearly see that I'm not like struggling that badly to do most of this shit. It's just that the game it's like in God of War when I fail, I know I'm failing because I'm not paying attention to the cues. Like I'm attacking when I shouldn't be attacking.
Because there's very bright like things that say like, oh, you should parry now, or you should dodge, or
yeah,
whatever.
God damn it! I was in the middle of swerving and he still glomped me. I feel like an asshole because like this is the stupidest thing to be mad about, but it's still making me mad, and it's only making me mad because I don't want to do it, but I'm compelled to do it. Like I would like to express it. This is why I play my Switch more than my PlayStation, because the Switch doesn't have trophies. When I don't do something on the Switch, I don't feel like there's anything I'm missing out on. I really don't feel like I'm missing anything. I feel like I'm doing what I feel like doing. Like, but the PlayStation is like determined to like take. which I've never understood why I want to kill your sister. I've never understood the whole like we're gonna make the game longer, we're gonna like add artificial shit into the game to make it longer, because I understand it's like, well, we just want you to play it more. Why? I bought it already. How long I play it shouldn't be relevant. If you release Stray and you meet somebody who's like, yeah, I played it like 12 times, run for the fucking hills. That person's a psychopath. Like, play something else. You fucking weirdo. Like, I can get here relatively easily. Nope. And then... Nope, 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 nope. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, nope. I can't do this. I want to kill myself.
On live TV, no less.
Like, okay, so, when I get to the blue area, go right, go left, don't go right. Because they jump. Ah! It's very interesting. I lost my first match in WWE in 2K22. I lost the first match. And I immediately was like, okay, rematch. I wasn't like aiming for a trophy or anything. I mean, there was a trophy to be had, like after your first win, but I just wanted to like play the game. Because it was what it was. I was very excited to... You can eat shit, you piece of fuck. I went left and he still jumped on me. I don't know what to do.
You gotta touch his butt.
Like, I'm getting through the rest of it without problem. Like, I'm getting through most of it without any issues. But that one part, like, should I just like hit the brakes real quick? Because I don't know if these things are still following me. Oh my good God in heaven. So, like, you remember that whole, like, I don't want to play Scott Pilgrim thing?
Yeah.
This is why I don't want to play Scott Pilgrim. Scott
Well,
Pilgrim is very hard for no reason whatsoever. And it's like, I respect that you and Pat both really like the Scott Pilgrim game. But both of you, that game is stupid. I played it on PS3 and PS4 and it was dumb both times. I thought maybe it was just something with me. Maybe at the time I just wasn't very good at it. And nope, that game's fucking dumb. Like, it plays like it's the shit I don't like in like these small games. It plays as if it's the only game you'll ever be able to play, and it just wants you to waste fucking time, and I hate it. It's dumb. Scott Pilgrim, the game, is dumb. It is a bad beat 'em up, and it just doesn't understand its role in life. It should not be a coin eater. There's no coin. Like, the catharsis of beating up pixel characters is the fact that you hit them a few times and they fall the fuck down. There doesn't need to be money involved. Like, and I understand that. Well, that's part of the guy. I don't care. It's like, well, they make a lot of money coming out. It's not making it like hard. Like the game sucks. It sucks on PS3. It sucks on PS4. I'm never gonna fucking play it. Like, I've never hard passed on anything. I'd likely play Bloodborne before I played Scott Pilgrim again. And I realize how much of a juxtaposition that statement is, because Bloodborne is intentionally difficult. And Scott Pilgrim, quote unquote, isn't that hard. No. No. Like, Shredder's Revenge, in my opinion, is like, yeah, that's a beat 'em up. Like, don't ask for much. Like, I'm not even getting past like the 30-second mark. Like, don't ask for much. You're not gonna get much. That's what the game is. fucking what was the other beat 'em up? Like River City Girls. Not that bad. Like it's pretty simple. It just but those are both made by Dot Emu. I don't know if fucking Dot Emu made these Scott Pilgrim games. Ugh. Because if you're gonna buy a game, I imagine like that Scott Pilgrim shit wasn't a full $60 game. So I imagine like you buy a small game, it makes more sense to make it easily replayable rather than make it really difficult to get through the first fucking time. So like yeah, I've just played it a bunch of times. I've been playing it over and over.
Oh boy.
I can't do this. It's impossible. It's impossible. That last section, I can't get through it without getting caught. I just can't. I mean, I can swerve through all the rest of that shit without getting caught, but that part, I just cannot. I can't do it. I feel like I've spent more time loading than I have running.
Which probably is true.
It's funny because the little ones seem to overjump you because they're so light, I guess. But the big ones, like, kind of jump straight up. Oh my god.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh my fucking god. He didn't even jump. He didn't even jump. He just clicked at me. Because I stopped. I slowed down to try to like let him disperse a bit. He fucking clicked into me. Two more. Two more runs. Maybe three. Three is a round number. Three is a round number of tries.
Oh, this is gonna be the part. It's gonna add some time.
Where's the bag that had the stuff in it? Where's the bag?
I can't tell if they're exploding behind me or
I have
not.
a piece of wax right here and they...
Oh,
Baby.
one.
You're asleep.
Y'all know what's gonna happen, right? Y'all know what's gonna like. Does everybody understand what's gonna happen? Like at the end of the third attempt.
You're gonna delete the game.
Bingo. Like no save data backup, no nothing. Just fuck out. That's two. Like I got caught like in the early stages, like in the early part, and it sucks because like I told you, like I literally told you, like I had a hard time going to sleep, like thinking about this. I have every right in the world to hate this shit. Like I hate like trophies / achievements are a thing because it's unnecessary. Like the game should rest on its own laurels. Like if the game is good, you'll do everything in like everything yourself. If something's good, you'll enjoy as much of it as you possibly can. That's it. Sit. Get the fuck out.
Again, that's fair.
God. Oh my gosh. It's gone. It's gone. It's deleted. Like I hated that. Like that I hated the way that felt. I hated everything about it. And like I'm at a point where like you can't even argue that it's the controller. Like you can't argue that it's the fucking controller because I was able to get through every part almost consistently except that one part. At the very end of that, like you always get caught. Like the entire crux of them putting that fucking trophy there was like this part's really fucking hard. I bet you can't like, but you don't have it designed to where it's doable. Like it's not like fuck that shit. Fuck all of that.
So what do you want to play next?
Minecraft Dungeons.
Okay.
I'm not gonna try to platinum this. I'm actually, given that they don't reward us for platinuming things in general anymore, there's a high chance I'm gonna try to not go out of my way to do this shit anymore at all. Because it's kind of fucking. Wow, there are a lot of DLC packs for Minecraft. I didn't mean a lot. And that stuff that's got in the game. I meant every word of it. I hate that fucking game. It's not a bit anymore. Like it was never a bit. It was never a bit that like I'm not gonna play it. I've never expressed how much I hate that game. I hate that game. It is disrespectful to me as a player. And it's like, and I happen to know two people who really like it. Nope, don't see it. I can't see a lit of what people. I hate that game the way most people hate Shaq Fu. Because I just feel like it doesn't deserve to exist in the way that it was conceived. It was not designed to be a good experience. It was designed to be difficult for the sake of being difficult. You don't get anything out of it. It's like Mortal Kombat's hard, but you can learn to play it, I suppose. And even then, like you're learning to play against the computer or the person. Shit. Fuck yeah. Fuck that.
How'd you feel about the actual story of the game, by the way?
I don't know. As of right now, you can all go fuck yourself.
Like, as personally, I didn't really feel like...
The story...
Like, okay,
the story
like...
wasn't good.
The robots, like, sure,
what you're
they...
asking is, it's irrelevant. The story wasn't good enough to be a game in and of itself, which is why they added the fucking cat. The story was basic as shit. Like, cause once you got the drone, you immediately understood what was going on. Like, like immediately you understood what was happening. It was like, oh yeah, you meant like it's a tale that's been told so many times That they knew the game itself could not stand on the story, so they added the cat, and they rested heavily on the fact that you play as a cat because the story wasn't that interesting, but it was inoffensive and simple. Had they left it at that, the game would have been good, but it tried to step. It did too much. It tried to step outside of its comfort zone and just stay like a cute little cozy game, and it tried to be a real game. Nah, that's why they fucked it up. So the story itself is already like inoffensive but not interesting. But when you then add that other shit to it, it gets worse because you realize that they already knew their story wasn't that good. So they had to add other shit to try to make you like the game more, and just it wasn't happening. Like none of it was surprising. It was easy to see where all of it was going. The fact that when we got to Midtown and we were able to, like, it wasn't interesting. It genuinely wasn't. Like, I feel like the entire game you could have just played as the drone. Like, you probably could have just played as the drone. But no, they had to add the cat. And honestly, had they just like left with just the drone, they could have added combat into the game, and it would have been at least playable. Still, like, chuck some trophies. Like, don't do all that shit. It's not that kind of game. Because I feel like the only people, like, people who play it like you, who just are compelled and can't be like, no, I'm just not gonna do this. Like, don't really play these kinds of games. Like, I bought this, and I know that it was free now, but I bought this, and I was gonna play it when it was popular. But the game didn't last long. Like, no one talked about it. Like, and we looked through the trophy list. No one fucking cared about the fucking trophy list. Most motherfuckers didn't even get halfway through the game because it wasn't that interesting. It's not a matter of my opinion. Well, it's my opinion, but my opinion is being backed up by hard numbers provided by the PlayStation. Most people didn't get halfway through it because there was nothing to it that incentivized you to keep playing. There was no twist. There was no turns. Every story beat was very obvious. Every single one.
You don't even get anything for really for completion. Like, 'cause the only thing you get is if you find all the memories, you get a vest that's like iridescent. That's it.
You don't. It's not an open world game. That's what I'm saying. When I say that, like, with God of War, it being an open world game and there are places that you can just go fight all the time. There are two places in the game that you can just go fight. Makes perfect sense to be able to, like, customize armor and, like, paint it however you want to paint it. You can look however you want to look, but get your RPG on. This game isn't open world. Collecting all the badges doesn't get you anything but a trophy. There is, like, when the game ends, it just ends. You're not even wearing the vest. So the fact that, like, you get a special vest, who fucking cares? There's nothing to do after you get everything. It just turns the fuck off. It baffles me because I'm a consumer. I'm the player. I'm the one who's, like, spending their money on the game. I'm on spending their money on the people that's playing the game to see all these people who make this shit and then making these decisions, but don't seem to understand what it is we want in the game. Understand where you're going. Understand what your game is. Stop trying to make it. It's fucking novelty music. Make it fun and make it funny. Stop trying to, like it doesn't need to be hard. Like, it doesn't need to be any of that extra shit. It doesn't need to be like its big brother. It has its own room. Stay in your fucking room. Stay in your fucking lane and do what you're supposed to do. You have a role to play. Fucking play it. If you want to make a big game, make a big game. But don't make a small game with a big game feel. Because it never works. Like the two don't collide well. You can't have something like God of War with this gigantic open world, but there's no one to fight. It's just a bunch of environments. Big game with little game feel. It's a big game with a big world. You do big shit. In a small game, you do small shit. And when it's over, you go home. That's it. Fuck.
He isn't happy, y'all. Whoever y'all is.
It it just feels like it's Twilight Zone syndrome. It's like it's hard to fathom that no one else doesn't realize this. If you're making video games, it's one of the reasons like I like the people who made the Ouya. I don't know if you've ever seen like the Ouya video of like the lady talking about the Ouya and like what it brings to the table. That bitch ain't never played a fucking video game.
No, I've never seen trailers for the Ouya or anything. I've just seen people play it.
It's like it didn't work because nobody who designed it played video games. I can probably tell you that there's several games on my console right now that were made by people who don't play video games and don't really know what people want in a video game. I'm kind of feeling like Knockout City is real close to that because I think they just saw like like it's very similar to Rocket League, and this is that it's easy to pick up and play. Like we just need something like that. Like it's a cash grab. It's like an idea that a breacher will make me money, but there's no passion behind it. There's no thought. There's no love in the concept. It's just I'm gonna make a thing like this one thing I saw make a lot of money. It's like fucking Ragnarok. Like Ragnarok's fine as a game, but it's a bad RPG. And if I would love to ask the dude like, why did you put RPG elements in this game? Why did you think that was necessary? Because I feel like I could ask. Matter of fact, Mark, hold on. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna say this. In Ragnarok, I feel like they could have just left like Kratos with base armor, but you could also find armor that you could just change into. Because if you play something like I don't know GTA, San Andreas, probably a whole bunch of other games, even Minecraft, you can take which Minecraft has RPG elements in it that's irrelevant. You can change clothes for no reason other than you can change clothes. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if you were to take Ragnarok and the other God of War 4 and 5, take the RPG elements out, leave the armor in, just leave it in as decoration. Kratos can wear them for fun. So like it's not like the other games, or he's not just wearing the same thing. Because the other games had costumes. You had to unlock them. You had to put in the work to unlock them when you play the game again. But in this one, no. Like you can find armor sets throughout the game. They are your reward for exploration. And then when it comes to upgrading your weapons, because clearly that's the things that need to be upgraded. Like you could take the, you could also have like like the runic attacks. The runic attacks should be upgraded and everything. Just give me upgrade points. The game already has it. Instead of having like to have like these things to upgrade the stuff, the experience points. Every enemy kill gets you experience. Everything you do gets you experience. Dump the experience points into the weapon. It gets better over time. I cannot imagine that there's a single person who would have been like, yeah, I wouldn't have liked that. That would have sucked. It's like, you're a piece of shit and you're a fucking liar. You're a piece of shit for being a liar. Because, first off, the game is a bad RPG. It tries hard to be an RPG, never gets it done. Does not understand the concept of role playing. Everybody who plays God of War is going to end up wearing the same shit because there's a best outfit. Most motherfuckers are going to use probably the same runic attack because there's a best runic attack. Whereas like in a real RPG, I feel like if you can mix and match shit and like actually come up with like a build that works better for your playstyle. But with God of War, the playstyle is try not to get hit. That's it. It's an action game. you're getting fucking hit. It's not a turn-based RPG where like, well, you know, I play defensive or I play strategic or I play just like, you know, like I'm not defensive. I'm like very offensive with my shit. Oh my
Anyway,
god, I didn't hate that game as much as I didn't hate it as much as I hated Hotline Miami too. But I felt the exact same sensation I did with Little Nightmares. Again, small game tried to be a big game. It did too much. It just
well,
didn't understand it didn't need all that extra shit. Because
well,
didn't games have Easter eggs and collectibles before trophies? Because I feel like the argument is like, well, if it wasn't for trophies, what would be the point of Easter eggs? Like to find them and see them.
because Ratchet and Clank, even before trophies existed, like had the golden bolts and stuff to unlock like um cheat codes basically in game.
And I feel like that's the biggest issue with with trophies as a whole is it's destroyed the concept of in-game rewards because the reward for doing anything is the trophy, but there is no in-game reward. The fact that Ragnarok doesn't give you anything for doing anything, for doing everything. Ragnarok does not give you anything for doing everything. Regardless of what difficulty setting you do it on, you don't get shit. And there's a bunch of stuff to do. It's like I guess you could say like in most places you go, well, you get like a piece of armor or a thing. It's like, but do I need the thing? Was the thing? Because I would imagine if like the nine realms in bloom, that trophy, that quest, given how big it was and like how much time it took to do it, should have netted you something that was incredibly overpowered to the point that you almost didn't want to use it. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like games like Stray, God of War Ragnarok, Little Nightmares, they're asking you to do these massive tasks, but there's nothing. But they can't. They ask you to do them, but when you're like, for what? They don't have anything. They don't have a response. No, because it's there. No, that's dumb. That's fucking dumb.
Anyway, you have anything else to say in the
Yeah,
end?
stop playing this goddamn game. Like if you played it, you're done. You turn it off, delete it. Like,
Okay.
and you ain't even like there ain't even that many motherfuckers who played all the way through it. So if you stopped halfway through the story, you and no one cares. No one gives a shit. Like no one's gonna watch fucking Stray. I'm not mad, but I am annoyed.
You would die a couple times though. I got
Please.
148, and it's really. I mean, again, I didn't get anything for it. It's not even like even if my like I don't know, like my main screen changed or something to reflect like, oh, you really dedicated your life to this. That's good. We appreciate it.
So did you get the trophy?
Yeah.
I hate you. There's no solidarity in this, man. There's none. There's absolutely no solidarity.
Again, I don't think this game is as good as like people made it out to be, and I.
No one made it out to be anything. It was new, and therefore it was hype. Everyone immediately stopped talking about it. Like, like you're under the impression that like, it was like this hot ticket item. It wasn't. It was a game about a cat. That was it. Like I think you really need to like. It's hard for you to get it, but that's it.
No,
Cute
you don't
cat.
understand. This was
That was
on like Game of the Year lists.
yes, I know
It's really
because it was
overhyped.
yeah it wasn't overhyped, but it was just hype. And there's like a small amount of time. Like there's this very small like window of time, and it was really popular for that small window of time, and that was enough. But the game itself could not last. Like if you would ask people about it now, I don't think anybody would remember the game coming out. Like if people if even if people have played it, I really doubt that like the majority of people who played the game would say like, and I mean played it as in like went played it for more than an hour. Like I would love to know like how they felt about it. Like did you genuinely like the game, or was it like, well, I thought it was gonna be this and then it fucking wasn't. And yeah, and I think that's everything. That's everything that there is. Uh, it didn't win anything though.
Anyway, that was Stray. What? Yeah.